popular Twitter application Phoenix gets pulled from the Play Store due to some limitations. Google lets us change the bands on our Android Wear devices easily. Also, if you're a flashaholic, good news, you'll be able to check your MD5 sum very quickly as you're downloading those files before you flash them. This and more from the XDA portal. These are some of the articles that I found interesting. So the first article I want to talk to you guys about today is the 16 gigabytes of internal storage on our devices. Now, it's 2016 and I can't believe that this is still something that exists, but the fact of the matter is there are still some devices that come with 16 gigabytes of storage. Well, somebody did something about it when it came to the Nexus 5. He was able to upgrade his 16 gigabytes of internal storage up to 64 gigs. Not only giving it more storage, but giving it faster storage because obviously the new memory is faster than what used to be in the system. Now, this isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't for somebody that just wants to basically swap pieces. This requires great skill, and the article does cover that. But it's definitely nice to see that there is some modding in here that could be done to improve the storage on our devices. So I'll definitely give you guys a link in the description below. The next article I'm going to talk to you guys about is the style of reviews for mobile devices, or the style of reviews online. And I say this because obviously we all like to watch reviews, unboxings, different experiences, personal experiences, feature focus, different things that we see on the website. But the main thing is what style really appeals to you. And be it that this is XDA, we're really more technical than some of the other actual, normal viewer that normally just wants to look at specs and general idea. We really want to understand how things work. So if you don't mind, let me know in the comments what you think. I'll give you guys a link to the article itself. It's a nice read, but it mainly really kind of brings up the discussion. What do you think? Ever thought about sharing information with your friends at a party and got a little bit frustrated in the sense of what you want to be able to use to be able to share this information? You have Bluetooth, but you have to pair it together. You have NFC, you have to kind of go across the table, and you can't share it with 5 people at the same time. And we're talking about information here, pretty simple data. Or is Wi-Fi. Do you want to open up Wi-Fi? The entire process takes too much time. Well, Google has new technology, and actually a new application called Radon, and it uses ultrasonic sound to be able to transmit data between 2 devices as long as the application is open on both devices at the same time. So I have an article for you guys. You'll be able to check it out. It's interesting in the sense of what you can do with this technology, because I look at it and I say, look, this is something that you can do instantaneously, very minimal amount of setup, and it will give you the ability to share that information. It's not fast by no means, so we're not going to be talking about massive data transfer, but it's something that's there and it's unique enough that it could be convenient for people. Now, my question to it, because mostly I'm just going to look at it and say, well, why don't we just open up Hangout and set up a chat room and just share the information there? That's just something for you guys to let me know. What do you guys think of Radon? I'll give you guys a link in the description. Let me know. We could have a potential leak of information from Google I/O coming up later on in about a month from now. But the main benefit here essentially is it looks like we're going to be getting the Google Play Store on our Chrome running OSs. So I personally have a Chromebook, and I would love to be able to install a lot of the games and different applications that I normally use on my Android device. The really main thing about this obviously is, since this is Chrome and Android, and they're all Google in-house projects, this should be a much better implementation than having to do some kind of side loading, or at least what BlackBerry was trying to do. Now, to all my flashaholics here on xdadevelopers.com, I know we download ROMs, kernels, anything that we download to flash on our devices. The number one thing we always are supposed to do, and we need to do, is to make sure that our MD5 sum is correct. Now, there are different ways of checking it, but there's an article that was posted on the XDA portal that makes it so simple. Literally, once you have the process set up, you copy the MD5 sum when you're downloading the file. You finish your download, and as soon as it's done, it will ask you to validate it. And as long as it's sitting in your clipboard, it'll tell you if it matches or not. Very, very easy, very simple, and you can go ahead and flash the ROM, whatever you need to flash on your system. Check the link in the description below. This is a very important thing if you flashed anything on your device. So if you use Twitter, I'm sure you have different flavors, or you understand there's many applications out there to use Twitter. Well, the article that I'm covering for you guys today specifically talks about Phoenix, but this isn't the first application to be pulled from the Play Store due to the limitation of token availability from Twitter. It's actually a list of other applications that hit the limit. It's kind of like where you being popular kind of works against you in a way, and it's not really working in the way, or at least supporting the developers to be able to basically keep adding more features and putting it in. Now, one thing I want to mention for you guys that already have Phoenix, if you have it installed and you've been using it, there's no impact to you. You can still actually go in, find it under My Applications, and install it again if you don't have it installed. This is basically just for new people, for people that haven't used Phoenix before and have not had an account associated with it. And this is the problem. So the developer is basically looking into potentially, either A, do they re-release the application under a new name to be able to set up a new line? It's a very big conundrum that, Twitter is really kind of not helping the developers. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What application do you use to interact with Twitter? This next article kind of talks a little bit to me in a specific way, because it basically, the title of it kind of says, iOS is not so bad now. Is it? So yes, this is XDA. We normally don't talk too much about iOS, Personally, I have an iPhone 6s Plus that I don't use personally all the time because it's my work phone, but the fact of the matter is I have an iOS device. I'm not a big fan of the ecosystem. I'm much more in tune and I like the customization that Android has. But the article kind of talks about the experience where one of our writers over here on the XDA portal gives us the history behind it, where it talks about how he used to use the iOS system and how it evolved so much that a lot of the things that a lot of people used to not like about it have been fixed in a way as it copied some features from Android. That last part was from what I added to that, because that's really what it is. A lot of the features that we see now on iOS are features that have been popular and been available for a while on Android. So check out the article below. I'll give you guys a link and gives you just kind of an understanding of where he came from and where he is now. He is using Android at this point, but again, iOS is not a bad system. It's just if you like to be in a box, that's where iOS is. And if you like to be outside of the box, that's where Android is. That's how I see it. So this article is a little bit interesting. Now, we know that Google is really into Android Wear, Android as an entire ecosystem, as well as Chrome. They haven't really been able to go into the market of making bands. So they released something that was interesting this week, which was called Mode. Mode are replaceable wristbands, watch bands for your Android Wear devices. Now, this isn't compatible with every Android Wear device, and I say that specifically because I have here the LG Urbane 2. It has LTE, and the LTE radios are built into the actual armrest. The wristband, where the Huawei watch is totally independent. You can take out and replace the band, and that's the style of the watches that this is compatible with. There's different styles you can purchase, and it's easily put on once you put in the actual band, and then you're basically able to replace them and make it your own. Very nice, very unique. If you guys like this, I'll give you guys a link in the description below. Let me know what you guys think. The last main article I want to talk to you guys about is the potential possibility that HTC may be making the next Nexus, or at least making a few Nexus-based reference devices for an internal use at Google. We have an article that discusses some of the, the leaks from Evan from Twitter, referencing basically the main tweet that referenced saying, hey, HTC could be potentially making the next Nexus, to another one that talked about basically that, yes, it's making it, but it's making it for internal use for Google, but not essentially, for everybody to be able to pick up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you like to see HTC come back to the Nexus line, being able to provide us with Nexus devices? For me, that was the first Nexus device I purchased, the one that was made by HTC, and I loved it. Of course, it kind of got outdated, that's why I upgraded, but I would love to be able to see some nice hardware provided by them. We've had from almost any other manufacturer. Huawei makes great hardware, Motorola makes great hardware. I just like to see something new. Lastly, 3 other videos were posted to the XDA portal this week. The first video was by Ronald talking about some of the application hosted on our XDA Labs application. If you're not familiar with it, please check out this video. XDA Labs is basically the way to experience XDA in an ad-free environment, but it gives you access to so much more. We're talking exposed framework, we're talking applications, we're talking forms, we're talking messages, we're talking everything you want to do on XDA in a mobile package, really well implemented and very, very much supported and updated almost so frequently you're going to basically think like, what could they be adding now? So check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The other 2 videos were posted by myself, one of which is a giveaway for Power Amp. It's arguably, I think, the most popular playback application for Android. It's the best one in my opinion, and I've been supporting it for quite some time. So we're doing a giveaway there. The video details about 25 different tokens we're going to be able to provide you guys to be able to get yourself a copy of an unlocked version. It's an international giveaway. Give you guys a link below. Good luck. I hope you guys win. The last video I want to talk to you guys about is a video that I did, which is recapping my experience traveling over to Beijing last week to cover the LE Eco announcements, because I did 2 videos last week for you guys for the LE2 and the LE Max 2, and those are 2 of the devices that I got my hands on. But there was TVs announced, there was VR headset, there were actually 1 car, but it's like a futuristic car. Check out the video in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Other than this, I want to say thank you very much for supporting me. I am going to get better at this, making the recap video for you guys. I'm very excited that you guys are still with us. Thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.